إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه أما بعد يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار ثم أما بعد. We continue with going over the explanation of Usul al-Sunnah by the Imam of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, rahimahullah ta'ala. We have reached the statement, وَمَنْ وَقَفَ فِيهِ, and whoever hesitates in this matter, or he stops in this matter. This is on page 19 of the translation, and we'll be reading basically the portions that are contained on the end of page 19 and the very most top portion of page 20. So the great Imam, he says, وَمَنْ وَقَفَ فِيهِ فَقَالَ لَا أَدْرِي مَخْلُوقٌ أَوْ لَيْسَ بِمَخْلُوقٍ. He says, so the one who hesitates in this matter, or he stops in this matter, trying to be neutral and the like, and they say, well, I don't know whether it's created or it's not created. To remind you now, we're still speaking about the issue of the Qur'an, because the reality is that Al-Qur'an Kalamullah wa laysa bi-makhluq, that the Qur'an is the speech of Allah and is not created. And this is because Kalam, as we explained, this is a characteristic, this is an attribute, that is connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself. That this attribute is something that is connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself. Because the kalam, as it says, وَأَنَّ كَلَامَ اللَّهِ لَيْسَ بِبَائِنًا مِنْهُ, that Allah, His speech is not something that is separate from Him, but rather His speech is from Him. وَلَيْسَ شَيْءٍ مِّنْهُ مَخْلُوقًا, and there is nothing that is from Allah that is created. So the haqq, the reality, the truth, is that the Qur'an is the kalam of Allah, وَلَيْسَ بِمَخْلُوقٍ, it is the speech of Allah and is not created. So we understand that there's only one right way. There's only one right way. So it is incumbent upon each and every one of us that we strive to be correct, we strive to be right, we strive to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala correctly. There is no other way to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala except the right way. This is the only thing that is acceptable. So we have to strive to study and to learn so we believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala correctly. Thus is the importance of seeking knowledge, the importance of reading, of connecting oneself with the ulama, listening to their lessons, reading from their books and their explanations and the like, attaching oneself to their students if they don't have the ability to attach themselves to the ulama themselves. Because by attaching themselves to their students, then they will be using those students as a means and as a connection and as a bridge to the ulama. And this is the benefit of the tulab al-ilm. This is the benefit of the tulab al-ilm, is that they're able to benefit the people with that which they have learned, that which they have studied from the ulama. But more importantly is that they are the bridge, they are the connection to the ulama. This is their importance. So we understand, if you understand that, then you understand that the goal is not the tulab, the goal is not the students, but rather the goal is the ulama, is the ulama. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He commands us to do. فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Ask those who know if you don't know. Naam. So the tulab al-ilm, they are a gateway and they are a bridge to connect us to the ulama. Ala kulli hal, we have to study, we have to learn what is our aqeedah. And as we explain the sources by way of which we will know what is our proper belief, what is our belief, is what is the book of Allah and the sunnah of His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam, is that which the Sahaba, the Salaf, they were upon. This is how we know whether or not we're right or whether or not we're wrong. If our beliefs coincide with the book and the sunnah and the way of the Salaf, then we're right. If there is a contradiction between our beliefs and the book and the sunnah and the way of the Salaf, then we're wrong. Then we're wrong. It's very simple. It's very simple. There's only one way to be right. So thus, the one who says, وَمَنْ قَالَ لَا أَدْرِي, this one who says, I don't know whether it's created or it's not created and the like, then this is not sufficient. This is not and will never be sufficient. Naam. The Shaykh, he says, وَهُنَا لَمَّا جَاءَتْ الْفِتْنَةِ قَوْلُ بِخَلْقِ القُّرْآنِ. This is the Fadilat al-Shaykh al-Allama Shaykh Rabi' bin Hadi al-Madkhali Hafidhahullah Ta'ala. He says, and then when there came the fitna, when the trial and tribulation came, why? Because people started to go astray. They started to go away from the correct aqeedah. They started to go away from the correct aqeedah, the correct minhaj. This is the fitna. So when this fitna came with regards to this particular subject, you found that the people differed. Naam. And it became differing. He says, فَهُنَا لَمَا جَاءَتِ الْفِتْنَةِ الْقَوْلِ بِخَلْقِ الْقُرْآنِ وَحَصَلَ الْإِفْتِرَاقِ بَيْنَ الْأَهْلِ السُنَّةِ وبين الجهمية والمعتزلة وغيرهم نشأت من ينتمى إلى السنة من يقول القرآن كلام الله ولفظي به مخلوق. He says that when you found out when the fitna happened, when the fitna became prevalent, and there was a clear differing between the people of the Sunnah and between the Jahmiyyah and the Mu'tazila and other than them with regards to this issue. Because the Jahmiyyah and the Mu'tazila, they say that the Qur'an is created. وَعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. We seek refuge in Allah Ta'ala from the likes of this misguidance. They say that the Qur'an was created. And this is something that we don't find in the Qur'an. We don't find in the Sunnah. We don't find this from the Sahaba. There wasn't a single Sahabi, not one Sahabi who believed this. Rather, all of the Sahaba believe that the Qur'an is the kalam of Allah, غير المخلوق. The Qur'an is the speech of Allah and is not created. This is the haqq. But when this fitna started to happen now, where you have those from Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah, you have Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah, and they're sticking to the truth. And then the Jahmiyyah and the Mu'tazila and other than them, they start saying opposite of the truth. You had something, a calamity that happened. And that calamity was what? Was that you had individuals who connected themselves to the Sunnah. Individuals who claimed they were upon the Sunnah. Individuals who said that we are from the people of Sunnah. We are from Ahl Sunnah. You had from them those who said, Al-Qur'an, Kalamullah, wa lafzi bihi makhluq. They will say, the Qur'an is the speech of Allah, but my recitation of it is created. You see? They will say the Qur'an is the speech of Allah, but my recitation of it is created. فَاعْلَمُوا حَفِظَكُمُ اللَّهِ. No, may Allah Ta'ala preserve all of you. The ulama, they say, مَنْ قَالَ لَفْظِي بِالْقُرْآنِ مَخْلُوقٍ فَهُوَ مُبْتَدِعٌ. Whoever says that my articulation of the Qur'an is created, then he's a mubtadi'. He's a mubtadi'. Why? Because this affair of lafziyya, this affair of what's called lafziyya, na'am, this was something that was never discussed by the Salaf. The Salaf never dwelled into this issue of lafziyya. They never dwelled into this issue, ever. Na'am. So you find that the Salaf, the Sahaba, and those who followed them and upon their way, they never dealt with this subject whatsoever. Na'am. But rather they will say, the Qur'an, Kalamullah, laysa bi makhluqin. The Qur'an is the speech of Allah, is not created. They never went beyond that and got into this issue and this affair of lafziyya. So therefore the ulama, they say, whoever speaks about this affair, they dwell into this concept that the ulama from the Salaf, from the Sahaba, didn't deal with, then this one is a mubtadi', because they're bringing something new. They're bringing something new. Naam, they're mubtadi'. Also, we understand the dangers of this statement. We understand the dangers of this statement. As Shaykh Rabi', Hafidhullah Ta'ala, he goes on and he says, فَأَنْكَرَ عَلَيْهِمْ Imam Ahmad. He says, so Imam Ahmad, he disapproved in the like of what they were saying. And he refuted this. And he, what's the word I'm looking for? And this was something that he rejected. He rejected this. Naam. He says, the Shaykh, he says, the Shaykh Rabi', Hafidhullah Ta'ala, he says, لِأَنَّكَ لَمَّا تَقُولُ لَفْظِي بِالْقُرْآنِ مَخْلُوقٍ. He said, كلمة اللفظ تحتمل نعم أن يراد به الملفوظ يعني نفس القرآن وتحتمل أن يراد بها نفس اللفظ الذي يتكلم به ويلفظه المتكلم. نعم. He says, this is because if a person were to say that my articulation of the Qur'an is created, then the word articulation could carry the meaning that which is intended is that which is being articulated itself. Okay? By saying that my articulation, it can carry the meaning that what is intended is that which you are articulating itself, meaning that you're referring to the Qur'an itself as being created. So it could be understood that really what's intended by it is that you're saying that which is being expressed exactly in which you're articulating, then this is that which you mean and that which is created. Now, so it can carry this meaning of falsehood. It can carry this false meaning. And therefore, because it can be a bridge and a way to link you to this false and erroneous meaning, therefore it's to be avoided. Right? Therefore it's to be avoided. فَلَمَّا كَانَ تَحْتَمِلُ الْبَاطِلِ. So since it is that which can carry and can be understood from it falsehood, وَقَدْ يستغلها الجهمية والمعتزلة وغيرهم مما يقول أن القرآن مخلوق. And because this statement in actuality, it gives victory to the Jahmiyyah and it gives victory to the Mu'tazila and other than them. You see, this statement, they can play around with this statement now and utilize it to trick the people into believing this false aqidah. Because they will come and they will say, well, look, even your ai''imma, even those who connect themselves to the sunnah, even they are saying that their articulation of the Qur'an is created, and this is because the Qur'an itself is created. So you see, we all are in agreement. وَإِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. You open the door for them to play the likes of these games. You open the door for them to play the likes of these games. Just like the one who says, Al-Qur'an, Kalamullah, and then he stops. You open the door for them to add the falsehood to it. So it is important that we not only convey the truth, we not only teach the truth, but we also do not allow ourselves to become vessels by way in which people can utilize our statements to misguide people. We don't allow ourselves to become tools by way of which the mubtadi'ah can use in order to misguide the people. So this is something that is of extreme importance that we have to take mention of and we have to be aware of. So therefore, from the reasons by way of which this statement is not something that is correct is because what? One, you'll find that the Sahaba and the Salaf, they never spoke about the issue of lafziyya. They never spoke about this issue. So therefore they dwell into that which they didn't dwell into, then of course this is bid'ah. Because it is enough for us to stop where they stopped, because verily they stopped upon knowledge. It is enough for us to stop when they stopped, because verily they stopped upon knowledge. Also, why we don't say the likes of this statement is that what? Is that it can open the door to lead to bid'ah. It can open the door to leading to this statement of kufr. Because as the ulama explain, من قال لفظي بالقرآن مخلوق فهو مبتدع ومن قال أن القرآن مخلوق فهو كافر. That they say, because whoever says that my articulation of the Qur'an is created, then he's an innovator, he's a mubtadi'. And then whoever says that the Qur'an is created, then he is a kafir. So this opens the door to this kufr. This opens the door to this kufr. Imam Ahmad. Imam Ahmad. So this would open the door to what? To the kufr. So whatever will lead to the kufr has to also be cut off. So this is why Imam Ahmad, when he heard the likes of this, he disapproved of this and he rejected this. Because of what it could lead to, and because it gives victory to the people of innovation, and it is something by way of which they benefit from. So this is a concept that we have to be mindful of. This is a concept that we have to be mindful of. Because the people of innovation, they would use the people of the sunnah if it fits their agenda. You understand? If it fits their agenda, they'll use the people of the sunnah. I'll give you an example. Shaykh Rabi', hafidhahullah ta'ala, he explains that you will find people of innovation, they would work with those misinformed, those misguided individuals who connect themselves to the sunnah. And I'm saying misinformed, misguided, why? Because from the principles of Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah is that we don't work with, nor do we cooperate with the people of innovation when it comes to deen. When it comes to deen, when it comes to giving da'wah, we do not work with the people of innovation, period. Period. Right? This is why I say misinformed and misguided. Those who are straight. Those who, in fact, themselves may not really be from people of the sunnah. Wallahu a'lam. Na'am. Ala kulli hal, they'll use a person who's saying he's upon the sunnah if it fits their agenda. So you have many times they'll take a person who's misinformed, a person who's a straight, but who claim he's upon the sunnah, and they'll tell him, "You work with us, we'll work with you, no problem." Now, why would they do this? Because the mannerism and the usloob of the people of the sunnah is something that is very attracting, because it's based upon knowledge. You'll find references. You'll find only sticking to a hadith that are authentic and the like. This is attracting to the people, right? Especially in light of those individuals who, for lack of a better term, everything that comes from them is just clearly from them. They shoot from the hip, for lack of a better term. Now, where you'll hear their speeches and you'll hear their talks and the like, and you don't find any reference. You don't find any references in their speech. So you never hear Allah Ta'ala said this. You never hear the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said this. You never hear the Sahaba, they said this. You don't hear any reference. Everything is just from them. Everything is just from them. Okay? Now if you take this type of way and you compare it to the way the people of the Sunnah, who when they speak you hear Allah said, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, the Sahaba said, the Imams of the Ummah, so on and so forth from the Salaf, this is what they said, then it's real easy to weigh the two. Person says, okay, well, look, this one is more reliable. He's quoting his references, his sources, so on and so forth. You hear Qur'an, you hear a hadith, you hear the statements of the Sahaba and the like. This one is more reputable. This one, he shows that what they know what they're talking about. People are attracted to that. People are attracted to know-how. They're attracted to that. Nah? And the people of Bid'ah, they know this. They know this. They know that people are attracted and inclined to go around individuals who give off the perception, at least, that they know what they're talking about, right? Or who illustrate that they know what they're talking about, okay? So from this standpoint, they'll say, okay, we'll let you be the khatib, we'll let you be the imam, we'll let you be the principal of the school, no problem. Why? Because they know that you're going to bring credibility to their program. Right? You're going to bring credibility to their program. And that credibility is going to what? It's going to attract people to come. Now people are going to be coming and they're going to say, you know what? This is different. Okay? This is different. The children are memorizing Qur'an. The children are memorizing a hadith. Okay? This is not like the other experiences. When the children came home and they're singing a bunch of anashid, a bunch of little nursery rhymes, Sufi songs. Okay? They say, no, now they're coming home, they're reciting Qur'an. MashaAllah, they're reciting a hadith. When we listen to the khutbah is filled with Qur'an, it's filled with a hadith, it's not CNN khutbah. You know the CNN khutbah? Huh? There's no CNN khutbah. There's a khutbah, we hear Qur'an, we hear hadith, we hear statements of the Salaf, we hear in tafsir of Qur'an, we hear explanation of hadith, so on and so forth. This is a credibility that we like. You see? So they'll let the Salafy go. Go ahead, go. If they're foolish enough and they don't know, and they're deceived and misguided, they'll let them go. Go ahead, get up there. And they think, oh, we're doing good. Right? They think we're doing good. We're giving the people da'wah. Are you really giving the people da'wah? Or are you helping to promote the agenda of the people of Bid'ah? Because see what happens, as the ulama explained, as it has happened time and time again, is that what? Is that they'll bring you in there, then now the people, the reputation develops, right? The people start coming in groves, right? Then what happens? Then they say, okay, you gotta go. You have fulfilled your purpose, time to go. Correct? But what happens? You leave, but everybody that you brought in, everyone you attracted to come stays. You see? So you fulfilled your purpose. So this is what happens. They use people of the Sunnah to fulfill their agenda. They have no problems doing that. They have no problems doing that. Okay? Because they're looking long term. They look at it like, say what you want to say. It don't matter. Because when you leave, we're going to have a long time to mess up everything you accomplished. So say what you want to say. It's fine. When you leave, we're going to destroy everything you built. It's fine. We just want you to bring the numbers in. We just want you to start a school for us. Then you leave, not the principal no more, we kick you out, school is still here. You see? Everything you taught, we're going to destroy it anyway. Replace it with bid'ah. So it don't matter. That's how they are, that's how they think. So, you have to be mindful that the way of the Sunnah is that we never allow ourselves to be utilized in such a fashion. We never allow ourselves to be utilized in such a fashion, because in reality, what we may think is being beneficial to the people is actually counterproductive. It's actually counterproductive. Now, Because instead of helping the people be upon that which is correct, we actually are facilitating for them to be plunged deeper into a state of confusion. So we have to be mindful and beware of this. So because of that fact, you find that what? Actions that may allow and open up this door, you don't do that. You don't do that. And this is why this particular statement that my articulation of the Qur'an is created, they say no. Because now you're going to be enabling them to promote their bid'ah that the Qur'an is created. Wa'a'udhu billah. Na'am. The Imam goes on, he says, وَمَنْ وَقَفَ فِيهِ فَقَالَ لَا أَدْرِي مَخْلُوقٌ أَوْ لَيْسَ بِمَخْلُوقٍ. He says, إِنَّمَا هُوَ كَلَامُ اللَّهِ فَهَذَا صَاحِبُ الْبِدْعَةِ. He says, so the one who says, I don't know whether it's created or it's not created, but you know what? Verily, it is Allah's speech. It is Allah's speech. Now, so what do the ulama say about a person like this? They say, فَهَذَا صَاحِبُ الْبِدْعَةِ. This is an innovator. Whoever says the likes of this, I don't know whether it's created or it's not created, but I do know it's Allah's speech. That I know. Whether it's created or not, I don't know. They say then this one is a mubtadi'. This one is an innovator. The Shaykh, he says, أَنْتَ تَقُولُ كَلَامُ اللَّهِ لَيْسَ مَخْلُوقٍ. He said, you have to say it is the book of Allah and is not created. وَلَا تَقُولُ لَفْظِي بِالْقُرْآنِ مَخْلُوقٍ. And don't say that my articulation, my expression of the Qur'an is created. لِأَنَّهَا وَصِيلًا. Because this is a means. This is a way. نعم. يَتَذَرَّعُ بِهَا أَهْلِ الْبَاطِلِ. This is a way and in a means that will be employed and utilized by the people of falsehood. لِيَتَوَصَّلُوا بِهَا إِلَى الْقَوْلِ بِأَنَّ الْقُرْآنَ مَخْلُوقٌ. Because the people of innovation, they utilize this as a means and they employ this as a way to bring the people to and connect them to the false belief that the Qur'an is created. Now, so we have to stay away from the likes of these things as we have already explained. The Shaykh, he says, وَكَذَلِكَ لَا تَتَوَقَّفْ. He said, and also, don't stop. Don't stop. Just don't say, Al-Qur'an kalam Allah. Then you stop. The Shaykh, he said, لَا تَتَوَقَّفْ. Don't stop. He says, Ijizim. Cut them off. Because see, if you stop, right, as we explained before, you say, Al-Qur'an kalam Allah. And then you stop. ثُمَّ تَتَوَقَّفْ. طيب. جاء مبتدع. وَهَذَا يَكْمِلُ. Then mubtadi', if you stop, you say the Qur'an is speech of Allah. Then you stop, what's going to happen is what? The innovator going to come, he's going to finish. And he's going to say, makhluq. He's going to say, and it's created. So don't stop. Keep going. Laysa makhluq. It's not created. Now, the speech of Allah and it's not created. Don't stop. The Shaykh, he said, ijizm. Cut them off. Ijizm. بِأَنَّ الْقُرْآنِ كَلَامُ اللَّهِ غَيْرِ الْمَخْلُوقِ. Cut them off. Cut them off with what? By saying the Qur'an is the speech of Allah and is not created. كَمَّا هُوَ مُقْتَضَى الْقُرْآنِ وَالسُّنَّةِ. Just like that which is necessitated by the Qur'an and the Sunnah. وَمَا عَلَيْهِ صَحَابَ وَالسَّلَفِ. And that which the Sahaba وَالسَّلَفُ الصَّالِحِ they were upon. أَنَّ الْقُرْآنِ كَلَامُ اللَّهِ لَيْسَ بِمَخْلُوقٍ. That the Qur'an is the speech of Allah and is not created. Shaykh Rabi' hafidhullah ta'ala, he goes on and he says, فَإِذَا تَوَقَّفُ وَإِذَا تَوَقَّفُ الرَّجُلُ. Now, if a person, أو توقف الرجل, if a person stops, وَشَكَّ فِي أَمْرِهِ, and he has doubt about it, وَهُوَ بِدْعَةٌ وَتَجَهُّمٌ. He said, then this one, this is bid'ah, and this is from the beliefs of the Jahmiyyah. He says, فَيَعْنِي لَمَّا نَجَمَتْ هَذِهِ الْفِتْنَةِ وَاشْتَدَّتْ جَاءَ مِثْلَ هَذِهِ الْأَلْفَاظِ وَالْبِدْعِ وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ يَتَوَقَّفْ فَلَا بُدَّ مِنْ صَرَاحَةٍ نَقُولُ الْقُرْآنِ كَلَامُ اللَّهِ غَيْرِ الْمَخْلُوقِ وَانْتَهَى. He says that when this fitna became prevalent, became widespread, and it began to increase, then the likes of these statements started to show up, and the likes of this bid'ah started to show up. So you have from them those who stopped, Those who say, I'm not going to take sides. I'm just going to stop. I'm not going to take sides. Now, this is not proper. The one on the sunnah, he has to take sides. He takes sides with the haqq. Sit. Takes sides with the haqq. And he opposes the batil. He's not the one that says, I'm not going to get involved. I'm just going to, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to get involved. I'm going to be neutral. Right? I'm going to be neutral. La. There is no neutrality when it comes to the truth. You have to support the truth. Now, you have to support the truth. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands us in the Qur'an. Now, to support the truth. Don't mix the truth with the falsehood, but you support the truth. Now, ala kulli hal. The Shaykh, he says, but we have to be straight up. As-sarah. We have to be straight up. Very clear. So thus we say, Al-Qur'an, Kalamullah, Ghayr makhluq wa intaha. We say the Qur'an is a speech of Allah, it's not created. That's it. Period. Point blank, period. It's a speech of Allah, it's not created. Point blank, period. Naam. وَلَا نَقُولُ, and we don't say لَفْظِي بِالْقُرْآنِ مَخْلُوق, and we don't say that our speech or that our articulation of the Qur'an is created. وَلَا نَتَوَقَّفْ, and we don't stop. We don't stop by just saying it's the kalam of Allah. The Shaykh, he says, وَلَا يَجُوزَ تَوَقُّفْ, it's not permissible to stop. It's not permissible just to say that the Qur'an is kalam Allah. Then you stop. La, it's not permissible. Nah. This is something that is not permissible. We have to continue to go on, and we have to explain to the people that which is the haqq, and we can't hide the truth from the people. We can't hide the truth from the people. Nah? Especially when we know. So we can't ever have situations or the like which we use as a excuse of why we're not going to say nothing. Nah? We know what's right, and then we be quiet, saying the situation necessitated my silence. Nah? The situation necessitated my silence. La 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 la. Not when it comes to issues like this. Not when it comes to issues like this. La. We have to tell the people the truth, and we can't hide from the people. We can't trick the people. Allah Ta'ala, He says, وَلَا تَلْبِسُوا الْحَقِّ بِالْبَاطِلِ, don't mix the truth and falsehood. Right? Don't cover up the truth with the falsehood. Naam. وَتَكْتُمُوا الْحَقِّ, and don't hide the truth. وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ, and you know. Okay? Don't mix the truth with the falsehood. Huh? وَلَا تَلْبِسُوا الْحَقِّ, don't mix the truth with what? بِالْبَاطِل. Don't mix the truth with the falsehood. Huh? وَتَكْتُمُوا الْحَقِّ وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ, and don't hide the truth, and you know. You see? It is not befitting that we hide the haqq from the people. It's not befitting. We know what is right, and then we hide it. We don't say anything. We watch our brothers and sisters fall into that which is incorrect. We watch them fall into that which is dangerous and can harm them, and that is harmful. And then we say we're a good brother, we're a good sister, we're a good person, we're a good Muslim. La, kaif. How can this be the case? Nah. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. None of you truly believes until he loves for his brother that which he loves for himself. Now, if you know something is bid'ah, you know something is a bid'ah. You know something is kufr. Now, you know something is disbelief. Is it befitting that you be quiet and you let your brother and your sister fall into the bid'ah, fall into innovation, fall into disbelief, and then you can sleep at night? You say you think you're a good person? Huh? You come and you say, "Ma'alish ya akhi, yani qalbi abyad." You say, it's okay, my heart, I got a white heart. How you have a white heart? That's like if there was a ditch, and inside of the ditch there were spikes. And each of these spikes had in them shards of glass. And on each of these shards of glass, you had poison. Huh? And there were many ditches. And there was a street laden with these ditches. And you see your brother walking down that alleyway, with all these ditches in it, and you don't say nothing. You just be quiet. You watch him go. You give him salams. He said, how you get to the place? You say, and then you even gesture like that's a shortcut. And you a good person? Or he comes to you and he tell you, listen, I'm trying to go around to the other street. I'm going to cut through this alley right here. And you don't say nothing. And you a good person? Then he falls in a ditch. You a good person? You a good brother? Nah. You're a horrible, despicable individual. You don't say nothing. If that happened, nobody from the community will give you the benefit of the doubt. Nobody will give you a pass on that. Everyone was saying you're wrong. You should have told him that. You should have told him, don't go down that street this time of the night, because that's where the drug dealers is at and they're going to rob him. You didn't say nothing. He went down there, he got robbed, he got beat up, now he's in the hospital. It's your fault. You're a bad person. Right? This is with regards to what a person getting knocked around, getting beat up, getting his money taken, getting his car stolen. We're going to say he a bad person. But what about now a person going and falling into bid'ah, that which the Prophet ﷺ threatened that the Muslims will go to the hellfire if they fall into bid'ah. But the Prophet ﷺ said, وَتَتَرِكُ أُمَّتِي عَلَى 73 فِرْقَةً كُلُّهَا فِي النَّارِ إِلَّا وَاحِدًا. The Prophet ﷺ said that my ummah will break, split and divide 73 different sects. All of them in the hellfire except one. These ones in the hellfire is in the hellfire because of what? Because bid'ah. We're going to let our brother fall into bid'ah, that which could plunge him into the fire. We don't say nothing. Then we think we good people. Person come and say, nah, this from hikmah. What hikmah is that? What hikmah is that? Your brother fall into bid'ah in his hikmah? Nah, that's not hikmah. Hikmah is what? You find the best way to say it. That's hikmah. You find the best way to convey it. If you know, okay, they're not going to hear from me about this, so maybe I'll send them an email what the ulama say. They got to hear it. So if they're not going to hear from me, let me give you an email. Okay, you don't want to hear from me? Let me give you a book. Okay, you want to hear from me? Let me give you a CD. Okay, you want to hear from me? But you speak Arabic? You speak Arabic? Okay, let's call the sheikh. You ask the sheikh. Okay, you want to hear from me? Okay, you don't speak Arabic, method maybe, but you yourself speak Arabic. Okay, arrange a telelink. Get the sheikh on the phone. Ask the sheikh the question. Sheikh, what about this and this and that issue? So the sheikh may explain and can teach them. You don't know Arabic? You find someone who knows Arabic who can arrange that for you. Just ask the sheikh the question. Sheikh, there's an issue. I want to know the answer. Could you please tell us the answer? This way they still hearing it. So hikmah is not you don't say nothing. Hikmah is what? You find the best way to get it said. Either you say it or you get to find the best way to get it said. That's the hikmah. Not, I'll be quiet about that. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to let it slide. I'll let that one slide. Like this. People running around saying, Allah fi kulli makan. Oh, I'm going to let that slide. They say Allah's everywhere. I'm going to let that slide. I'm not going to say nothing. We got bigger problems. We got bigger problems. Muslims dying in Palestine. Muslims dying in Somalia, Sudan. Whoever. Other places of conflict and we got bigger issues. I'm not going to talk about that. What's the bigger issue, ya akhi? The ulama even about this issue as we're going to come to. Ayn Allah. Where is Allah? Allah Ta'ala says, Ar-Rahman ala arsh istawa. The most beneficent is above his throne. This is what Allah Ta'ala says. طيب. سبح اسم ربك الأعلى. طيب. All of these things which point to what? To the ulu of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the kitab and from the sunnah. Naam. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he asked the Jariyah, Ayn Allah, where is Allah? She said, Fis sama, above the heavens. He said, وَمَنْ أَنَا? He said, Anta Rasulullah, you are the messenger of Allah. He said, Attiqha فَإِنَّهَا mu'mina. He said, let her go, free her, because verily she's a believer. Which still shows you what? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he placed the proper belief on whether or not a person was a believer or not. So you're going to tell me about what the Jews doing to the Muslim, you're going to tell me about what the Europeans doing to the Muslim in the like of the night, and what the kuffar doing to the Muslim? That's more important than the Muslim being Muslim? That's more important than the affairs that make a Muslim Muslim? So we'll let him fall into all types of kufr in danger that he may die as a kafir, but what's more important is what the Jew doing to him. La. The Jew can kill him all day long, but if he is a Muslim and he dies, alhamdulillah, jayyid. Okay? But he can live in peace. He can live in peace and tranquility. The Jew can give him money every day from his own pocket. But if he dies upon that, which is kufr, which is disbelief, then this is the worst possible thing to happen to him. Because now what? He lived good in dunya, then in akhirah, nar, khalidina fiha. This is not wanting good for the people. You want good for the people, you have to bring and make it clear to them what the truth is. You can't hide from them what is the truth. You have to make it clear from them what the truth is. So therefore you find we don't stop. Because anyone who stops, he's not a good person. So Imam Ahmed, he used to put down the people. And he used to say that they were mubtadi', the one who stopped and said, I don't know. I don't know whether it's created or not created. I'm just going to stop and say speech of Allah. Shaykh Rabi', he says, MashaAllah, yatadhaharu bil wara'. He said, MashaAllah, you're going to show wara' now? Now you don't want to get involved? Huh? You think this is something beneficial? Now you don't want to get involved? The Shaykh, he says, هذا قاله العدد من الناس وأسقطهم أحمد رحمه الله تعالى وأسقطهم أهل السنة. Not just that, وَبَدَّعُوهُم, and they made tabdir on them. They said these people are mubtadi'. Those who want to stop, mubtadi'. Minhum Ya'qub bin Shayba. From them was an individual's name was Ya'qub bin Shayba. وَهُوَ مِنْ أَئِمَّةُ الْحَدِيثِ. He was from the Imams of Hadith. He was from the Imams, a scholar of Hadith. Naam. But when the fitna happened, he stopped. He said, I'm not going to go involved. It's the speech of Allah. Let's say after that I'm going to stop. I don't know what's created or not. لما توقف, when he stopped, في القرآن فقال لا أدري مخلوق أو غير المخلوق. When he stopped and said about the Qur'an, he said, I don't know whether it's created or it's not created. I don't know. When he said that, like he's not going to get involved, he's going to be neutral. فقال Imam Ahmed, he said, مبتدع ضال. He said he is an innovator and he's astray. He's an innovator, he's astray. And he didn't keep this recommendation to himself. He didn't keep this to himself, Imam Ahmed rahimahullah ta'ala, but he informed the people of this. وَاسْتَشَارَهُ الْخَلِيفَةِ. And the Khalifa at the time, he asked Imam Ahmed's advice. He took his counsel. Naam. وَأَنْ يُنَصِّبُهُ وَيُبَوِّئَهُ مَنْصَبِ الْقَضَاءِ. He asked him, Imam Ahmed's advice on whether or not he should make Ya'qub bin Shayba, whether or not he should make him a judge in Islamic court. طيب. والشيخ ربيع قال وَلَعَلَّهَا رِئَاسَةُ الْقَضَاءِ. He said, and perhaps it was the head judge. Perhaps the position was for the head judge. Should he make this man the head judge? So he asks Imam Ahmed, what is your opinion? What's your recommendation? Should I make him the head judge? فقال Imam Ahmed لا إنه ضال. He said no, because verily this man is astray. He said no, don't do it. Why? Because he's astray. Naam. Why was he astray? Because he stopped. He said, I'm not going to get involved. I don't know. Imam Ahmed, he said لا هذا ضال. He's astray, mubtadi', he's an innovator. Naam. Shaykh Rabi', he says, وَقَدْ تَسْتَغْرِبُونَ هَذَا. He said, maybe you amazed by this? Maybe this is something that amazed you? He said, Wallahi, by Allah, Ahmad, rahimahullah ta'ala, فَضَّلَ أَن يُوَظِّفُ الْيَهُودِ وَالنَّصَارَى وَلَا يُوَظَّفَهُ مَنْ أَهْلِ الْبِدْعِ لِخُطُورَتِهِمْ. He said, Imam Ahmad, he used to prefer that أَن يُوَظِّفَ, that he be employed. He used to prefer to be employed by Jew or Christian. وَلَا يُوَظَّفُ أَهْلِ الْبِدْعِ. And he refused to be employed. He refused to work for the people of innovation. He preferred to work for and have as his boss a kafir than to have a person of innovation as his boss. Why? Because of the danger that they contain. Because of the danger they contain. Because they're dangerous. Naam. The Shaykh says, لِأَنَّهُمْ يَنْخُرُونَ فِي الْمُجْتَمِعِ مِنْ دَاخِلِهِ وَيُفْسِدُونَ الْمُجْتَمِعِ. He said, because the innovator, he causes mischief and corruption to the society from within it. And he is one who spreads corruption in a society. He spoils the society by spreading corruption inside the society. Naam. The Shaykh, he says, وَهَلْ أَضَرُّ بِأَهْلِ الْإِسْلَامِ إِلَّا أَهْلِ الْبِدْعِ. He said, is there anyone who is more dangerous to the people of Islam than the people of innovation? Naam. In a lecture, Shaykh Rabi' he says that the Mubtadi', he said he's worse than a drug dealer. He said the Mubtadi', he's worse than a drug dealer. Naam. He's more harmful to a society than the one who deals drugs. And this is the haqq. The Shaykh, he goes on right here and he says, وَهِيَّأْهُمْ لِلسُّقُوطِ في الهوة الظل تحت الأقدام النصارى واليهود. He said, إلا أهل البدع. He says, and who from the people are the ones who facilitate and who set up the situation that will lead to the debasement, that will lead to the lowliness and the humiliation, and that will lead to the abyss of humiliation and lowliness under the feet of the Jew, under the feet of the Christian and the Jew, except for the people of Bid'ah. That you will find that from their actions they will facilitate so that the Christian and the Jew will have superiority and put the Muslim down. They will facilitate a situation that the Christian and the Jew will humiliate the Muslim. Why? Because of the actions of the people of Bid'ah. Anybody who don't believe what I'm saying, look at 9/11. Look at 9/11. Took place on the hands of the Khawarij. The Khawarij. Naam. These individuals from Bid'ah. These ones upon the Khariji way. The Khawarij did what they did 9/11. And who suffered for that? The Muslims. The Muslims. How many Muslims were killed in Afghanistan? How many were killed in Afghanistan? Huh? Collateral damage. How many villages were shelled? Collateral damage. How many mothers, how many children, how many women, how many elderly were killed when the bomb hit the wrong place? But what was the excuse of the kuffar even throwing those bombs in the first place? Look at what the Khawarij did in New York. Look at what they did in DC. Okay, now we got to retaliate. So that give us license now to come in your country, start throwing bombs around. You see? So who facilitated that for the Christians? Huh? The people of Bid'ah. Look at what happens in Philistine. These Mubtadi' from the Khawarij, they decide, no, I'm going to take a bomb and I'm going to go blow up the bus. I'm going to sneak in Israel and I'm going to blow up the bus. Okay? I'm gonna go from the West Bank, I'm going to sneak into Israel and I'm going to go into a shopping center, shopping mall, grocery market. I'm going to blow up aisle 4. Take out the Yahud. Okay? These Khariji, they go in there, they kill 10 Yahud. Right? What happened? Yahud in retaliation, they go back and they kill 100 Muslims. Who set that up? Who gave them that excuse? You see? This is why it works in their best interest. Ahlul Bid'ah works in the best interest of the enemies of Islam. They like the people of Bid'ah. Why? Because that perpetuates the excuse of why we got to do bad stuff to the Muslims. You see? Don't be surprised. The kuffar, they don't want these people to stop. Because if these people stop, what's going to be justification now to go in and to bomb your village? Okay? I got no excuse now to bomb your village. So yeah, I need you to come do something stupid, so now I can go and kill hundreds of Muslims. You kill 5 of them, they come back, kill 50 Muslims. Right? You understand? What is this? This is a slow genocide. Because a people can't persist like this. You understand? A people can't persist like this. The youth are being killed. The young men are being killed because the innovators are convincing them that blowing themselves up is from Islam. And it's not from Islam. Islam is free from these things. This is kufr. This is not from Islam. This is from kufr. It's not from Muslims. Huh? So they convinced them, go blow yourself up. So you got young men blowing themselves up. The young men who ain't blowing themselves up is getting blown up when the Yahud and the Nasara retaliate. Those who ain't getting blown up when they retaliate is getting thrown in jail somewhere. We don't know where they at. And then you leave a little bit of them to hang around to start the cycle all over again. If this continues, how long could a people last? How long could they last before they get wiped out? Before they don't exist no more? If all the young men and the men is dead, you stuck with women. Once the women die, then where the people at? Huh? Where the people at? You know? People in conflict don't become asexual or something and they start, they reproducing on their own. Huh? Doesn't happen. So if the men are gone, then what's going to happen? Eventually the people not going to exist no more. So it works their best interest. Yeah, let the fools remain out here. Let the Ahlul Bidah do their stuff. Why? Because it helps us. It helps our agenda. It helps us fight against Islam. It helps us. So what is the greatest cause? Who are more dangerous to the people of the Islam than who? Than the Muqtadi'. They are the cause that pushes the people of Islam into this abyss of lowliness and humiliation under the feet of the Christians and the Jews. وكل بلاء, the Shaykh goes on, he said, وكل بلاء الذي أصاب الأمة من أهل البدع. He said every calamity that strikes the ummah is from the people of innovation. He says حتى شيخ الإسلام ابن تيمية قال, he says so much so that Shaykh al-Islam Taymiyyah, he said إن الدولة الأموية لما وقعت في البدعة ووقع رئيسها مروان الحمار في قول الجعل. He said, and when the Dawla or the Umayyad dynasty, when they fell into bid'ah because of the leader falling into the leader whose name was Mirwan al-Himar, he fell into the statement of Ja'l, he fell into the belief of Ja'l, the bid'ah, then what? Then that was the cause of the downfall of the Umayyad dynasty. The bid'ah caused the downfall of a dynasty. You understand that? A whole nation was went down, plummeted into humiliation and disarray because of what? Because of bid'ah. Because of bid'ah. Now how are we going to regroup? How are we going to get back on our feet as an ummah if we allow the bid'ah to perpetuate? We can't. As communities, how are we going to get back on our feet if we allow the bid'ah to perpetuate? We can't. This is why it's not tolerable. This is why there's only one way, and that's the right way, and everything else, we fight against it. We shut it down. We make it clear to the people that's not from Islam whatsoever. That's not from Islam. And by doing that, we safeguard the people by teaching them that which is right. We safeguard the people by warning them from that which is wrong. We safeguard the people by what? By perpetuating the true image of Islam. Because now the kuffar can't come and say, you guys are lenient and sympathize to terrorists. We come and say, no, we are not. We are at war with terrorists. We are at war with terrorism. Because this is not from Islam. This is not what the Prophet ﷺ taught. This is not what the Sahaba learned from the Prophet ﷺ. This is not what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed in the Qur'an and in the Sunnah. This is not from Islam, point blank period. It's not from Islam. And we shout that from a mountaintop. Now, what we do is what? We cut off the lies of the people of kufr. We cut off the lies of the kuffar who want to spread false propaganda against Islam, making it seem like we're a terroristic religion. We promote terrorism and so on and so forth. Because this is how they deter people from wanting to think about accepting Islam. Do you want to accept that? Oh, these people promote terrorism. You see? But by showing the people what is the truth and fighting against bid'ah, we cut off that excuse from the kuffar. Now they can't come and say, these people promote terrorism. They say, no. I saw a book online, or I saw the man on the news, and they say that's not from Islam. They had a conference, and they made it clear that's not from Islam. They give out pamphlets all the time. The colleges are filled with them on how this is not from Islam. So I don't know what you're talking about, but he's not from Islam, the terrorist stuff. It's Muslims don't promote that. Now that cuts that door off. So by doing that, by calling to the good, then you find as a result, it comes from a good. Good is linked to good, and it brings about good. But if we be quiet, we don't fight the people of innovation, so on and so forth. Now they come and say, "Oh, you guys support the terrorism," and we say, "No, we don't." They say, "Well, you never said you did. You was quiet. You was neutral. So we throw you all together. You're all together then, nah." You see the wisdom now. Why the people of Sunnah say, you know what? It's not enough just to be talking different from the people of innovation. But also, I'm going to talk different from the people of innovation from a different location. Okay? So when they come and they say that, you say, where? Around here? Nah, ain't nobody say that in this masjid. We tape everything. Take the classes, take the khutbahs, listen to them at your leisure. You'll find nothing in there but the teaching of true Islam. You don't find nobody coming here talking that other stuff. Why? Because we're not with that. People don't come here for that. And you see how it's a protection for ourselves? Okay? Now the feds come through, they want to talk to someone. Right? You say, fine. Talk to us. You guys support terrorism? No. That's clear we don't. Look at all the literature we got. Go check our website. Matter of fact, you want, although you might already have the recordings, let me give you a copy of the last year's sermons. Let me give you a copy. I'll put on a flash drive for you. All the classes. At your leisure, go through them. And then ahlan wa sahlan, anytime you want to come back, drink some tea, have some biscuits, no problem. But you know we're not about no terrorism. We're not about no bid'ah. We just about the Islam. Right? Now they can't come through with no warrants talking about we taking somebody to Guantanamo. How? For what? For calling to the Sunnah. You see? Because they don't say anybody's in Guantanamo because they practicing true Islam. They say because he's the terrorist. But yeah. So it's a protection for ourselves. It's a protection for ourselves in the next life and protection for ourselves in this life. This is how we give victory to Al-Islam, by teaching what is the truth, by teaching what is the haqq, and by not being of those who stop, not by being those who want to be quiet, not by being those who want to hide, not by being those who support what's false, but not by being of those who are clear and apparent upon the truth, like the Prophet ﷺ described, وَلَا تَزَالُ طَائِفَةٌ مِّنْ أُمَّتِي ظَاهِرِينَ عَلَى الْحَقِّ. There will not cease to be a group of my ummah except that they will be clear and apparent, victorious upon the truth. So it is upon us to bring the clarity upon the clarity and the issues of aqeedah and the issues of belief and so on and so forth. Because if we're talking about bringing victory to the Muslims, if we're talking about coming into or out of this humiliation, then there's only one way of doing that, and that is by returning to our deen, by living our lives in accordance to that which is mandated in the book of Allah and the sunnah of His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as understood by the Salaf of this ummah. That's the only way we're going to benefit. So, in fact, what are from the greatest means for us to benefit ourselves and our society and our communities is by teaching, learning, studying, promoting, and propagating the correct belief, calling the people to a tawheed, warning them from the shirk, calling them to the sunnah, warning them from the bid'ah, calling them to that which is Islamic, and warning them from the kufr. This is how we are going to find the success. This is how we're going to reap the benefits. This is how we're going to rectify society, because this is how the Prophet ﷺ rectified the first of the ummah. So that which rectified the first of the ummah is going to be that which rectified the last of the ummah. هذا نكتفي بهذا القدر وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.